What they've done over the past year is to separate themselves in a relentlessly competitive industry.
Teleperformance has really shone through the last several years as a leader in end-user satisfaction.
Teleperformance is interested in helping their clients grow.
Whenever I go to a Teleperformance event, I get excited. That doesn't happen for me with too many players. Every year, IDC publishes a competitive landscape of the contact center services industry, focused specifically on customer care. And included in that landscape is a leadership grid. Teleperformance has always done very well in this and has always been one of the top companies. This year, far and away, they're the leader in the industry, and it's reflected in that grid. Teleperformance, they've taken off almost like a rocket as the leader in this space. And it starts with the leadership.
For many companies, they have a pyramid, so to speak, where top management's at the top, the agents are squeezed in the middle, and customers are at the bottom. Teleperformance inverts that pyramid. They put people, that is their customers, at the very top with qualified agents to support them, and at the bottom a very strong management team to support the agents and their end users.
There is a counter-cyclical nature to the outsourcing industry, and sometimes when there are challenges out there, smart outsourcers, not all of them, can benefit from bad circumstances. At the same time, some of their competitors are being affected adversely by what's going on in the economy because they're not thinking in some of the ways that Teleperformance has been thinking.
When Data Monitor conducted its competitor decision matrix based around contact center outsourcers, we tried to evaluate the different leading outsourcing players based on a number of criteria. There's no question that Teleperformance shone through. Teleperformance understood what it meant to serve an end user effectively, that it understood what it meant in terms of providing feedback to the client.
Teleperformance has consistently been financially stable. So if you think about over the past year, their revenue went up about 10.5%, which is pretty good considering what's been going on out there. If you look at their organic growth since around 2000, that number has always been around 10%. And so they're steady, they know what they're doing, and they stay focused.
One of the things that's really important for us at Frost & Sullivan is to recognize industry innovation and expertise in the industry. We do a very rigorous study of all of the companies in the space, and clearly this year and past years, Teleperformance has risen to the top. One of our most prestigious awards is our Frost & Sullivan of the Year award, which we recently recognized for Teleperformance. Now, revenue is important, but also we look at how a company is managed. We look at the company's growth strategy. We also take a look at the customers that they serve. Teleperformance is an international company that has an interesting slogan, which is think globally, act locally.
That global footprint in two ways, mining new markets and delivering the best option for their clients, is what makes this company all the stronger.
Certainly over the past few years, a lot of buzzwords have come up around offshoring, outsourcing, nearshoring, but very few companies really get it. Teleperformance is one of those companies. It's a company that's been able to drive customers both into local delivery, into nearshore delivery, and offshore delivery, depending on the very situation of that client, what their needs are, and what their end users' needs are.
They're not resting on their laurels. Over last year, they grew 61% as far as their offshore and nearshore workstations. So they're very aggressive, and it goes back to that enthusiasm.
One of the things that makes our awards program very unique, unlike some of the others in the market, is you can't simply apply for it. The awards that we give to a company like Teleperformance are rigorously researched, and we make sure that we use very high standards in looking at every company in the industry, and we use a very sophisticated database and marketing grid to grade them. Now, Teleperformance is the only company in the industry that has garnered 5 Frost & Sullivan awards within the last 3 years. Its performance in the market, its business strategy, its growth strategy has been absolutely phenomenal in this market.
I'm very impressed with Teleperformance and how it's been able to evolve as a leading player in the contact center outsourcing space the last several years. One of the things that I've really enjoyed about working in the outsourcing sector as an analyst is the opportunity to build up great relationships and friendships across party lines, so to speak.
Right.
Regardless of the fact that myself with Data Monitor, yourself with IDC, and with Frost & Sullivan, we come at and analyzing the different outsourcing players with different approaches. We obviously have different methodologies, but we all come up to the same conclusion, albeit using a different approach.
Sure. No other company has this kind of footprint, period.
Close to 250 contact centers around the world in every region of the world, and this year, far and away, Teleperformance is at the top.
Well, let's not leave out profitability and growth. We look at innovation, we look at growth strategy, we look at business development, and clearly Teleperformance is the market leader globally.